if you believe who God really is, how big he really is. He understood the power, and all it took was a little bit of faith. You don't even need to come, Jesus. You can just do it. And the disciples thought they had the power, but the centurion knew he didn't. And he knew who did. And that's all the difference. Does that make you breathe a little bit easier in the middle of all this? Maybe at some point in your life you had a big faith in a big God, but it's gone away. I get it, okay? Come on back. Poor Job was a guy who had everything, and then Satan took it all away from him. And he had a remarkable faith, but it started to fail him along the way. So God sets him down and has a little conversation with him. He says, Job, stop and consider God's wonders. Do you know how God controls the clouds and makes the lightning flash? Break yourself like a man, he says. And he just goes on and on and on. He says, do you watch when the doe bears her fawn? He just keeps going on and on and on. What God is saying is, look, Job, I know that you're troubled right now. I know that you're upset. You've had some bad things happen to you. And here's what I want to say to you, country. I know you've had some bad things happen to you, and I know there's some stuff looming out there that is really nuts. I get all that. But what God is telling us is, look, guys, do you know how to make snow? Because I'm the one that does that. Do you know how a doe bears her fawn? Do you watch when that happens? Do you control the clouds? Do you know how to make the lightning flash? I got this. That's what he's saying. And one of the funny things I noticed when I was studying all this was that God says to Job something really interesting. Do you have an arm like God's? I love that. I wish I had big arms. I really do. At this point, I'm just trying to keep them from flapping underneath because I'm giving up. But I did a little study on the arm of God. Listen to some of these verses because this will help you. With my great power and my outstretched arm, I made the earth and its people and the animals that are on it. And I give it to anyone I please. Ah, sovereign Lord, Jeremiah also says. This is God speaking through the prophet Jeremiah. Ah, sovereign Lord, you have made the heavens and the earth by your great power and your outstretched arm. Nothing is too hard for you. Nothing is impossible for you. It's interesting to me, it was interesting to me as I was studying this, that these passages refer to one arm. It always just talks about the one arm of God. I mean, do you think he only has one arm? Because I think what he's trying to tell us is, look, I got all this with one hand tied behind my back. And if you have a wimpy version of God, you can't be where God wants you to be.